So clean up a few more sprites. So now we actually have a few more animations to Mikey, and we actually have, I have actually made some heart, and I want to show you something. So for example, let's say I have a knockdown either from the front or from the back. Okay, so here's one thing I'm doing, and that is, as we saw, I'm actually moving the root. So we're moving with root motion right here. I'm actually moving it backwards, and I'm also moving the sprite renderer up, so it gives that little bit of a shot, and he moves a little bit up. Okay, so you can do that. You can do a lot of things. You can actually just move everything over here. So I just wanted to cover that as well, and that of course is the get up and get up back and so on. Now in animator terms, yeah, for right now I'm just doing it with transitions from knockdown to get up and so on and so on, and we're going to cover this when we add the logic. There's no logic to this, just all the animations linking back to locomotion. So another thing that I've actually did, it's just a tiny thing, just a tiny change, is basically I changed the get axis to get axis raw, so we're getting more without we're getting input without any smoothing of the movement. Let's see. Okay, so now you can see that it's much more snappy. It's a little bit too fast, so now we should introduce speed to this, but yeah, it's pretty much what we need at this point. So vertical, okay, so now let's add the speed. I think we can just add the speed as a variable here, so we will say public float. Let's split the two speeds, so we will have horizontal speed and we will also have vertical speed. Let's assign some value. I'm just going to go with maybe 0.8 f, and just a tiny change, maybe 65 f. Okay, and then when we multiply the direction, we can either do it here or we can just do it directly on the target direction. So we have now our direction, and we're going to say direction dot x multiplied by horizontal speed, and direction dot z multiplied by vertical speed. Okay, so there's that. So we should be able to move now in different speeds, going up and going down. There's something. Okay, this works fine. I have one debug log that I don't really need, so we can just delete this now. Delete that, and maybe we have something. This takes a lot of time for some reason, and I don't really need it. Let's see. Yeah, we have some global illumination happening. Okay, now, so what we need to fix now is when we can actually interrupt somebody's animation. So for example, he should have some invisible frames when he attacks. Okay, but other than that, we probably should not. Yeah, you should probably be able to hit him whenever you can. So how do we do this while still keeping it simple? First of all, let's remove from the is interacting. We're checking it from the damage collider. Let's remove the easy interacting over here. So before we do anything too complicated, there is actually a much more simple way to do this, and that will be to simply go on the unit controller, on its unit controller, and when we are on heart, I'm going to basically disable his hitbox, and maybe around here when he starts to return, I'm going to enable it back. Okay, and that way I can basically just do, yeah, right now, because it's kind of useful to know when the hitbox or the damage box is enabled. I'm going to enable her data in this so we can see it from here. Okay, so basically that's it. When he is hurt, at this point there's no damage box, which means we cannot actually hit him. On idle and on walk we can do it, and then maybe on attack we want to also disable the hurt box when his active damage box is in, just for that smaller one. Now let's say for Mikey, maybe we do the same thing. Okay, again, this is just design decisions. And yeah, basically for all of this, we should have it disabled here. And it's simply like this, so we don't really, can enable it maybe here. We don't really need anything else, because this should work for pretty much all we need, everything we need. This will work fine. Okay, and let's say heart. We have also a heart behind. Heart box. We're going down here. Maybe around here. Idle, knockdown, back. We of course don't need any heart box for this or for this. Okay, so we should get some proper behavior, a little bit better behavior right now. Yeah, that's more like it. We can interrupt him and we can basically just have him attack. So let's also do knockdown, which of course we should add some health stuff to our units. So let's just do public integer health, and let's start with 100. Can't go wrong with the classics. So, and okay, so when we are hitting, we probably should have an on hit over here, so we know what kind of damage you do and stuff like that. And yeah, so let's do public void on hit. Okay, to do that, and so it's easier for us to make this, let's create a new script. See, where's one behavior? Over here, and let's call it action data. I think just action is used, so I'm not going to bother with doing that. Now technically we can make this into scriptable object that we will be able to pass around. For now I'm just going to make this a serializable class, however, and let's create actually damage type, and we're going to have a light, heavy, or let's say light, mid, heavy. Okay, so public damage type, damage type. I think right now that's all we need. We could be passing a damage amount and stuff like that, but for this simple game we only need to know if an attack is kinda heavy, and if there is, or well, if we're going to play the light attack, the light hit, or the heavy hit. So let's keep it simple like that. So on hit, let's do action data, and let's just say switch action data dot damage type. On for light, then let's just play animation, hit light, and mid I'm going to do the same thing, and heavy I'm just going to play the knockdown. Now we do have a front and back attack, so we should be passing also the direction it's coming from. So then if we calculate, or let's just say the hitter position, or just hitter I guess, and we can do the direction like this, hitter dot minus transfer dot position, so hitter dot if, or better yet, is left, or is from behind, actually is from behind, be direction dot x lower than 0. So if is from behind, hit light back, hit light front. For mid, we're actually going to do the same thing. Okay, and then we're going to do knockdown back, and knockdown front. Okay, so it's pretty simple. The only trick is we need to now change the names, of course, and then whenever we are attacking, well, here's the thing. We now need a list of the action data we're going to be using. Current action, and I'm actually, yeah, okay, let's do action data, actions. Okay, we can actually use the animation we want to use, action anim, for this. Then let's see, tick player, play animation. Then when we are using, or well, we should say public void play action, and we're going to be passing the action data. Then we're going to be saying play animation action data dot action animation, and now we need to store our previous action data. So when the damage collider opens, it knows which attack and which data to look for. So yeah, there's actually one more way to do this. Yeah, okay, let's do this for now, but I'm going to have a call over here, get last action. Okay, Then on my input handler, instead of playing fire, for example, and we should be checking if we're interacting, I can actually just say play action, unit controller, action, and just pass the first one for now. This will be helpful. What we did right now will be helpful when we have more inputs. Right now it's only one, so we can create a list of actions and what happens when you're pressing the circle or the X. Let's set this up then. And well, first of all, we need to create this. We need to rename this on our animator. So we're going to say hit light front, hit light back. Okay, so knockdown front, knockdown back. Let's create our actions. Otherwise, we're going to be getting an error. And for right now, I'm just going to say attack 1. I can only want the enemy to attack me. So we need to assign on the enemy attack 1. And let's call it, let's use it as heavy for now. So he will actually throw us back. Okay, then we kind of need to check. Yeah, we need to have the calls for this. Hit light front. Now there's no animations for the enemies to be hit from the back, because basically there's no way the enemies are going to be looking the other way. So we need to know if a unit is AI first of all. So public bool is AI. So if is AI, is from behind will always be false. Okay, then let's go on damage collider. First of all, owner. We're not going to be playing the animation anymore. We're going to be saying play action, you owner get last action. Okay, there should never be a case that this will be null, of course. So now let's see. Yeah, now we need to tell the AI to play the action. So we're going to say the same thing. Play action, unit controller, actions 0. For the AI, there's kind of a simpler way to do this, but right now we can just move on. Okay, then let's tick is AI, and also on AI handler, let's do on start unit controller is AI equals true, just to be sure what we're doing. So let's try this. I think I'm forgetting something at the moment, but let's try it and we'll see. What? Yeah, okay. Playing the wrong animation. It's actually playing an attack right now. Let's see why that is. Unit controller, play action, damage collider. Oh, on hit, not play action. That's why this was happening. And we can pass the owner.transfer.position. So now they should be able to throw us around. Yep. And I'll get back. And that hit me, but yeah, it didn't have the reaction I wanted. So when he's attacking us from behind, we actually don't know what is behind. And he of course kind of sucks. Okay. So on hit, the is from behind is not working. So let's see why. Let's debug the direction he's hitting us from. Just turn around. Okay, so that is positive. So yeah, the problem is the problem is now we are yeah, we're not referencing the where we are looking actually. So this will be based off where our rotation is. Yeah. So we need an easy way to know which way we are looking. And this will be handled by this. So we need to know if we're looking left, public bool is looking left. So is looking left equals false, and is looking left equals true. So now we can just pass bool is from behind here, or we can say bool hitter looks left. So if we are looking left and hitter looks left, then is from behind equals true. Okay, we're both looking at the same direction. If hitter looks left and we're not looking left, we're looking on the same direction. So if not hitter looks left and not we are looking left, is from behind equals true. So we can just say or. Okay, then on damage collider we just need to pass owner dot is looking left. And I think we can just untick. Maybe we have enemies that can look the other way, so we should probably fix that as well. There we go. It might make more sense if we actually move back and not just jump back. Into action. Yeah, so from here, it actually might make more sense if we jump there, but we will see. Let's try and maybe make that via our animator. So have knockdown back, knockdown back. Let's do it like this. I don't know if this will work, but whatever, we can see. Or maybe we leave the player to decide, but that's something we're going to fix another day, or we're going to try another day. Yeah, I think that makes a little bit more sense, but he kind of, yeah, I don't know. The frames are all wrong. It is nice, but the frames are wrong. Yeah, the frames are wrong, so whatever. Let's delete that. Delete that. Let's just bring it back to what it was. Maybe we make them jump back a little bit more, whatever. Okay, so we now have knockdown. Let's also fix the thugs animation. We'll have a hit light, so let's make a hit strong. I think I cleared up yeah, okay, we do have animations for it, so let's go and make it. Attack. Knockdown. Front. Okay, so then let's start adding our frames. I'm going to go straight from this, just adding the frames right now. And let's ignore the two. Yeah, let's ignore this where he falls onto a wall and go straight down. I think one of the frames is not correct, but whatever. Okay, so that's down, and we need to split that with an up so we can control how far he can get up. So from this, let's make this more variable, or we can actually just say from here you'll start going back. Actually, from here you should be going back and up till here. Let's make it to be minus 0.4 maybe, and you'll start your journey from here. Okay, so let's scale this up to maybe 50. Yeah, okay, so you should be moving from here, I guess. Yeah, something like that. And from after here you could probably slide a little bit more, something like this. Or maybe like this. Of course, this is entirely up to you. This is really the creative process, so it's up to artistic interpretation. Okay, and let's have him fly up a little bit, and I'm going to do this on the sprite render. I'm just going to go over here, add him on the Z just a little bit, and he should start flying from this frame, and on this frame where he finally lands, he should be at 0. Okay, so it's going to fly something like this. Perfect. So that will be his knockdown front. Let's create the get up front. And we're going to do the same thing. Let's go from here, here, here. Actually, which one is this? 20, okay. Here, and I think that should be fine. We could probably replace one more frame we could place. Yeah, and you can see we don't really need to move his root motion anymore. He just stands up like that. And let's maybe do it like this. Yeah, that's fine. We can change the timing a little bit if he struggles. Okay, let's change the timing slightly on the knockdown, so this one plays faster. This can stay a little bit more, just because it's a fun frame. And this can play a little bit faster. I think this should play faster. And he probably should be higher on the jump faster. Yeah, that's fine. So clean out, and we're just going to do make transition over here. One thing we need to also do is select this, select the animation and make it not loop, because we don't really need looping over here. And I'm actually going to tell him just wait 2 times before you get up. And let's change the transition to this. Okay, perfect. Then for our attack, let's just change our attack to be a heavy one. To test him. Okay. The only thing I want to check now is if he actually gets any. Yeah, so this should always be at the same position. So this will always be zeroed in. This should have the position it has right now, and this one should be moving around. Okay, let's see. Yeah, that seemed to work fine. So let's end this part over here. We covered all the different actions, and because we did it this way right now, we can actually introduce the combos. So any subsequent attacks we can have from this attack, we can go to the next attack and to the next attack and to the next attack now. Okay, so yeah, let's finish with this part. As always, you know what to do, like, subscribe, and if you like to see more stuff, more videos, more of everything, then of course Patreon is over there, so you can support me and we can keep making all these nice things. I'll see you next time.